Welcome to Professional CV Writing Masterclass. We are good to have you tonight. My name is Franklin. Tonight we are going to be completing this course on Professional CV Writing Masterclass. This is part 2. We had part 1 some weeks back, and tonight we are going to complete with hands-on CV writing, where you are going to be seeing me write CV from scratch. Learn how to write, how to format, how to edit, how to structure your CV firsthand. Once again, you are welcome. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see my screen. We are live once again this night. Good to have us back to this live section. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see my screen. If you are with me here, drop in the chat box. Let me know if I'm audible, if you can hear me, if you can see my screen. Let me know if you can hear me, if I'm audible enough. Beautiful, praise. I can hear you and I can see your screen. Beautiful. We are welcome once again. I want to ask that we take a minute, go to the various platforms you belong, to the various groups you belong, you are in. Drop a chat. Let's bombard that group with chat. Let everyone know we are live. Help me do that right away. Tonight we are going to be going straight to writing CV from scratch. I'm going to be taking one of us CV here and then revamp it to become a masterclass, to become a masterpiece. To become a masterpiece that will caught the eye of every recruiter, the eye of every interviewer, the eye of every employer. That is what I'm going to be helping us or guiding us through this night. And if you are with me and you have your PC and you have your CV with you, why not join me on this journey as we work together? And then another stuff is that by the end of this section, I will have to answer our questions. So feel free as we progress, as we proceed, feel free to drop your questions in the chat box. Feel free to go to chat box, drop your questions, any question you have, any question, any confusion you have as regards to CV writing, as regards to resume, because CV and resume, they are both similar, but they are not really the same. So that is one of the things we are going to be doing. At the end, I will be answering questions. That's if only we ask questions. So feel free to drop your question in the chat box. I will be willing to attend to them at the end of this section tonight. I'm going to be moving with speed of light. The first section we handled weeks back, and the second section we are having this night ought to have been taking place Saturday last week, but due to some incontingencies we couldn't be able to handle that. Okay, if you are joining us, let me know. Drop your name in the comments and let me know where you are joining me from. That will be much appreciated. Your name in the comment section and where you are joining me from. And also, I will also appreciate and ask that we go to various platforms that we belong and let everyone know that we are already up, that we are live. I need us to do that for me. Go to where any platform you are, let everyone know we are live. Let everyone know we are live once more. I remain Mr. Franklin. I'm going to be taking us on this journey. So please let me see in the chat your name and where you are joining me from this night. I need us to do that. Your name and where you are joining me from. Ibrahim from Ife. Good to have you, Ibrahim. Let's keep it flowing in. Your name and where you are joining us from. All right, let's proceed immediately to what we have tonight. I'm not going to bore you with my with who I am. Most of us here already know my CV, my personality, and who I am. That's me on your screen. But that moving, we are into professional CV masterclass. The last time we talked about winning CV structure, a structure of a winning CV. I dealt with it very, very well. Last time, praise from Lagos, good to have you. I dealt with it very well. If you missed that session, check it on this channel. You will see it. The professional CV masterclass section. The first session, part 1, we dealt on the structure of winning CV. We dealt on tips for ATS-friendly CV. What's an ATS? Someone asked in the last class. ATS is applicant tracking system. Applicant tracking system is a software. All right, Tosin, good to have you from Ogun State. Joshua from Lagos, good to have you. Now, applicant tracking system in the world, they filled with AI, where AI is taking over certain responsibilities. One of the core responsibility of HR activity or recruitment activities is to review CVs, is to review applications, cover letters. And to do that, sometimes it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of effort by us HR, by us recruiters. Now there are softwares, there are applications called ATS that helps to screen CVs. That's why most times your CVs are not screened by human beings, they are not screened by persons, it's screened by a software. So how do you craft a CV that is both human friendly and ATS friendly? That's one of the things we dealt with last week, how to understand an ATS friendly CV. What are the things you need to do? What are the things you need not to do? What are the things to avoid in order to craft an ATS friendly CV? We dealt with that in the first section. We dealt with that in the first session. Muri from Lagos, good to have you. Tonight we are going to be completing that to look at CV common mistakes, and then we shoot straight to the practical section of what we are in for tonight. Okay, let's quickly go into to understand CV common mistakes. What are the common mistakes of a CV? Now, when we look at this in CV writing, there are common mistakes job seekers do when crafting their CV. One is generic CV for every job. It's a taboo. Let me put it that way. It's a taboo. Is a sacrilege in the job search market for you to have one CV that you are using to look for any job you are applying for, to any company you are applying. The CV you use for company A is the same CV you use for company B. No, the companies have their different needs. Company has their different specifications. Even if they are in the same industry, what A is needing might be different from what B needs. So you don't need to have one CV fit it all. I have been preaching against it for years. You need to tailor and channel your CV to specific job, to a specific company, and to the specific industry. Very, very vital, very, very important. We need to channel it. It's very, very vital. So one major mistake job seekers do is to meet professionals like us and say, please help me to craft my CV. And when we are done, they will be using it for every job, which is very, very wrong. Is not advisable, is not recommended. That's the number one. The next one is having a CV that is too long or too short. A CV too long or too short. I remember a CV one time I said this CV is empty. It lacks a value. A CV too short and it's just empty, nothing, academic qualification, job, work experience, and in the work experience the person just put what he does and nothing, it's just empty. And also I have seen CVs where persons just put jargons and the CV becomes too long. So these are common mistakes. Then the next one is the contact address. The contact address. These are areas we pay attention. I have dealt with this in the last session. Your contact address is vital. You need to change it. You need to ensure that it fits with the contact or the location of the job you are applying for. Your contact address need to fit in with the location of the job you are applying for. Please, that is very, very important. Then lack of keywords. This is where most persons don't know. Lack of keywords. What are keywords that need to be on your CV so that ATS can rank your CV high? ATS, the applicant tracking system, so that it can rank your CV high. How do we get the keywords? Is from the job description, is from the job ad. What are the needs of the company? What are the needs of the company? What do they want? What are the things they specify? What are their requirements? What are their requirements? What are their policies? What are their culture? Those are what are the things that will be built. The ATS is built around it. So as to look out for CVs that have those keywords. So in your CV, you need to ensure that your CV has relevant keywords. However, I need to emphasize on this. Don't overload it. Don't overload your CV with keywords. Very, very important. Don't overload it. That's on the keywords. Then we will be, when we get into CV writing, we will get that. Then the next is on clear structure and formatting. On clear structure and formatting. And in the previous section, I told us, please use linear structure, linear format. Don't go and be putting one text box by the side, the other text box by the left, text box by the right, another text box in the middle, and start to be putting too many graphics. No, just use clear structure and simple formatting. No too many designs. Don't do too much design. Your picture is not necessary. It's totally irrelevant. Your picture is totally irrelevant unless being instructed by the recruiter. And I have not seen a recruiter that will instruct you to put your picture on your CV. So please note that on clear structure, let there be a structure. Maintain the same font. If you are using Calibri, use Calibri all through. If you are using Times New Roman, use it all through. Nothing like italicized. This one, maintain the same font. Maintain the same font size. Maintain the same structure. If you are using left alignment for your section headers, maintain left alignment. If you are using center alignment for your section headers, maintain it. The structure has to be consistent and clear. Very, very important, please. Very, very, very important. Okay, now the next is where on your work experience you focus on putting your duties and responsibilities is not needed. What you did, I did this, I carried out this function, I carried out this function. No. Instead of doing that, you have to put it in an achievement mode. What you achieve, what are the things you help the company to achieve. And show us your achievement, not your responsibilities. Put it in numbers. You help to reduce. You help to improve staff productivity by 15%. You reduce so expenditure by so percent. Those are certain achievements you need to. So most persons don't put achievement, don't put number, metrics. You put it in range, 10%. You helped organization as a social media marketer. You move the company lead from 1,000 to 10,000 leads. You put it in number, numeric, not that you increase the leads of the company. The leads or the customer leads of the company just like that. No, just put metrics. I move it from 1,000 to 10,000, from 10,000 to 100,000, as the case may be. Let it be emphasize, be numeric oriented, and then put your achievement. The next is lack of action words. Don't use passive words. Words like I try, or words like we did. No, use action words. Use action words like achieved, like implemented, like initiated, like coordinated. Those action words, ensure you use those action words. That's on this aspect. Then moving to the next we have is in the font and spacing. I have talked about this as well. Please maintain the same font and then use font that is easy to read. And in professional document, official document, these are 3 official fonts. These are 3 fonts we recommend. And the same font I'm recommending it to us this night: Arial, Calibri, or Times New Roman. For me, I use Times New Roman. That's what I use. For me, I use Times New Roman. And the font size should be between 10 and 12. But for me, I play around between 11 and 12 so that it will be easy to read. I don't go down to 10. I play around between 11 to 12. So 12, if you are using 12, let it be consistent. If you are using 11, also let it be consistent. And like I said before in the previous section, it's only your name, which is the title of your CV, that is permitted to have a larger font size. Like you can see in this now, you can see that CV common mistakes is bigger because it's the title. Other ones are of the same font size, but this one is bigger than other because it's the title. The same way on your CV, the name can be bigger, but other ones we maintain the same font size. All right, the next is the length. Let your CV be between 1 to 2 pages, unless you are highly experienced. Unless you are highly experienced, please, I need to emphasize on that. Unless you are highly experienced, let it be between 1 to 2 pages. But if you are from 10 years experience above, 5 years experience, it can be up to 3 pages, 4 pages, and the likes. That should be emphasized. Then the format, please, very, very important. It is very easy for ATS to read a PDF document. It is very, very easy for ATS to read a PDF document than of Microsoft Word or Google Doc. So I highly recommend us this night, save your CV as a PDF file. And if you are asked to forward a CV, forward it as PDF, unless it's stated otherwise. So send your CV as PDF. Now, why is that so? Sometimes when you send your CV as Word doc file, it might rearrange. What you put up might rearrange, it will scatter. But as a PDF file is there, nothing will change. Please take note of that. Juliet from Lagos, good to have you. Chichiamaka from Osun, good to have you. Modupe from Ogun State, good to have us here. All right, now these are the common mistakes. Okay, now having established this, we are going to move straight to the practical section. We are going to move straight to the practical section. Let me bring up this. I have the permission of this person to use this CV. I'm going to be revamping this CV right here and now. I have studied this CV. I have gotten certain things that I need in order to ensure that the CV is really, really revamped. Okay, now, like from what we said earlier in the previous section, these are some common mistakes. These, as you are seeing this, it will be difficult. These icons here, just to interpret. So if you send this CV and this a CV and it pass through ATS, these are certain red flags. These things are certain things ATS flag. These are certain red flags. So in drafting CV, there is nothing like putting too many graphics. Keep it simple. Keep it simple, please. That's the rule. That's the rule. Simplicity is professionalism. Simplicity is professionalism. People do keep it simple. There is no too much, no need for too many ambiguity or to keep it simple. So that is something we need to understand this night. Okay, now I'm going to be revamping this CV. First of all, like I said, I'm using Times New Roman. I recommend us. That is highly accepted across the globe. Is highly accepted. So I'm going to say Control A. Let me come to this place and then Times New Roman, that is there, and hit enter. Everything here is in Times New Roman. Now this I'm going to make uppercase, and then you put this when you put this when you are applying for a specific job. You can use this. However, I don't really use this, and these are certain things I'm talking about here. Maintain this consistency. Now you see this here, you see it italicized. This you see italicized, you see these icons and what have you. Maintain consistency. So I'm going to remove this, and praise, you are watching me now. I believe you are with me here. Kindly drop the, yes, the location is Lagos, and then the within Lagos, whether is Aja, whether is where, just give me that contact address. Is I will need that. Okay. Now here I'm going to take this. I'm going to cut off this and replace it with this. That's what I'm going to do. Now this one I'm going to remove it. The first is the name, second is the contact address, then third is the digital address like we talked about, and then let me put a phone number. Okay, now I'm going to remove this. Of course, this is going. Now let me cut this and bring it over here. Beautiful. Let me move this. Please, if you are watching me now, I will need that you do that right away. Send me the address, email. Also here, if you have a LinkedIn, account, if you have LinkedIn account, you can as well put here, you can put it there as well. So that is okay. All right, now I have this. Now I think I will need to, all these I will need to reformat, remove any formatting from this before I start. Is okay. Oh. Okay, let me now. Okay, I will use this. The person that uh, okay. Now, once you are done with your heading, your title, praise this, the location, and then the phone number with email, the phone number with the email. Below this, we can now have, if the company now said, okay, they need female, they are specific of the gender, female, you need to include your gender. Those things are based on company's requirements. If the company is looking for people within certain age bracket or age limit, you also need to include your age. If company is looking for persons within a certain demography, whether the person has to be single, you need to put your marital status. So depending on the job, why I'm explaining this night, I'm not going to put anything here. But if you are applying for the job, you need to study the job advert, study the requirement, understand what is the company requirement, what are they needing, what are they looking from you, what do they want you to possess, and then let those things appear on your CV. I have had people say there is no need to put your age, there is no need to put gender and stuff like that, and people now blindly do not go through to study the job ad and then blindly take those things hook, line and sinker. Please study the job ad, study the requirement. If they say must be a female, you need to include your gender. Must be within certain age bracket, you need to put in your date of birth or your age. And I don't encourage anybody to go and lie about your age so that you can be called for interview and stuff like that. Please, no. So that is what comes below this place, where you can put your age, your gender, your marital status. However, if a company says we are looking for a young, vibrant, innovative graduate, they did not specify that the person must be within certain age. They did not specify it must not be more than 25, must not be more than 28, must not be more than 26. If they didn't specify, if they didn't specify the certain aspects of those things, but in their job ad, they said we are looking for a young. That word alone should tell you, should send a signal to you that if you are young, your date of birth is a bonus, is an advantage. If you are young, if you are within 26, 27, 25 and the likes, is an advantage. Now you putting your date of birth is advantageous to you because the company have already stated we are looking for a young, innovative, vibrant and creative graduate. So that alone should send you a message. That is something I need to emphasize this night so that we be on the same page. Now let me add some space here. Okay, to have space from here, and then remove this. I will come to this place. Okay, let me add space here, and then okay. Now why I'm using this is I'm not coming to hit enter. I'm not coming to hit enter for anything. So here, oh, this is a text box. This is a text box. This what comes when people use these are certain things I'm talking about. Is different text box. If you come here, these are things that will make it difficult for the ATS to read. Different text boxes. It makes it difficult for the ATS to read. So don't use all these templates that are designed with different text box and that. Let it be linear. Let whatever you are doing, let it be linear. Please, very, very important. I'm going to be focusing on this now. Then let me make this Control A, and let me say Times New Roman, and let me make it let me use 11. Let me use 11. Here we are going to be calling it professional summary. I encourage us to use this professional summary. I have explained in the previous section what professional summary is. Now, this enthusiastic anatomy graduate with strong foundation in laboratory, this and this. Proven ability in data analysis and proficiency in Microsoft Office. This is good. This is good. However, I restructured it. This is good. I restructured this professional summary to look more appealing, to look more compelling, to look more persuasive. Your professional summary should look appealing, should look compelling, and should look persuasive. So in other words, I have done that so as for our class this night not to be long. I have gotten certain things I need for this section. So this is the professional summary that I have prepared for this particular CV, and then I'm going to paste it here. I'm going to paste it here. The formatting of this particular stuff is really delaying me anyway. Okay, now I'm going to let me make this 11. Maintain that, and then Times New Roman. Okay. Now you can see detail-oriented anatomy graduate with hands-on experience as a laboratory intern at University of Benin Teaching Hospital. Why do I emphasize University of Benin Teaching Hospital? Because University of Benin Teaching Hospital in Nigeria is known, is a highly reputable teaching hospital that is known. So with that you have experience as a lab intern in University of Benin is something that will push your CV, is something that will sell you. Also emphasizing the area of your experience working in the histopathology lab and more proficient in Microsoft Office. You emphasize the skills you have, not just data analysis, like you saw earlier like you saw in the previous stuff. No, you emphasize those skills: proficient in Microsoft Office, SQL, Power BI, Python, Advanced Excel for data analysis. Then if you have some professional certifications, you are certified in some professional stuff as a fresh graduate, even as an experienced person. If you are a member of a recognized institute, that also plays a role. So you can say that I certified certified in human resource management. This is what I said in the previous section we had, that you can use the full name and the abbreviation. If the ATS is coded in the abbreviation, maybe when they are coding the ATS, they just put HRM. The ATS will pick up this. If when they are coding it, they wrote it in full, human resource management, the ATS will pick up this. So either way, you are safe. And the same way you put here HSE, this, and then strong analytical, organizational, and communication skill. Bring the soft skills, blend it with the hard skills. And those soft skills are soft skills that are needed, highly needed for that job, or that is required by the company or by the recruiter. And as a health personnel, research is part of stuff that are needed in the healthcare. So you see that you covered stuff that is compelling, stuff that is attractive, and stuff that is persuasive. A proactive team player committed to continuous learning and excellence. You end it with a certain personal statement. This is what we call in digital marketing, in social media marketing, a marketing campaign, buyer persona. You carve out your buyer persona, what will motivate, entice the person to buy. Clifford, good to have you from Imo State, Futo. Wow, good to know that one of my alma mater is here. Then Ben from Uyo, good to have you. Debola from Irorin, good to have us here. All right, now that is for the professional summary. Your professional summary is that is meant to sell you. And then when it comes to your name, I said your name is the one that is permitted to be of highest. And I recommend anything from 18 to 22, like I said earlier in the previous session. If you are not available in the previous session, there are certain things I will be saying that might be sounding new to you. Take time after this section, take time to go and digest it. Is a very powerful section that you will not want to miss the knowledge shared. Okay, now having established that, the next thing you are seeing me do is bolding the sections, the head. This is the main aspect of the title. In this section, which is professional summary, this is the head section header. I bold it, I make it bold. That is on that. Then the next is your academic qualification. Now, if you are, like I said in the previous section as well, if you are experienced, if you have enough work experience, a lot of work experience, you can project your work experience first. But as a fresh graduate, what I'm working on is a fresh graduate CV. As a fresh graduate, you present your academic qualification with your professional certifications. These professional certifications you have in line with the skills, that's your strength. These are your area of strength. Then the work experience you have as an intern now complements these ones. But as a professional, as experienced professional, here now you can start with your work experience. That's why when you give your CV to persons, they should ask you certain questions. They should ask you who are you, what experience you have gotten, and that to know the structure to position your CV. So because every HR doesn't have time to, if it's person reviewing your CV, we don't have much time to be taking time to be reading your CV word to word. We need to first impression caught our attention the area of need. And of course, for fresh graduate entry jobs, little emphasis is placed on experience. There is little emphasis placed on experience. And there is much emphasis placed on professional trainings and skills, your area of knowledge and the skill set. As a professional, experienced professional, much emphasis is placed on experience. When you see 10 years experience as this, 7 years experience in the area of this, area of that. That is for experienced professionals. So if you are crafting your CV as an experienced professional, you bring in your professional experience first. You bring in your work history first. But for fresh graduates, you bring in your academic history, work, academic qualification, professional certifications, other certifications, and the skills you have. I think I have emphasized on this so much. I have emphasized on this so much. All right. Now let's now move to now get what we have. This is the education. If I'm not mistaken, this is the education. You see how the formatting of this is even confusing the system or the software rather. So you are not design your CV from scratch. Leave these templates. Forget templates. Forget templates. Please design your CV from scratch. Okay. Now let me copy this and let me come here and put academic qualification. Okay, now I can paste this here. The grade is not necessary. You only put grade if there is emphasis on grade. In this period, there is no much emphasis on grade anymore. Unless being stated otherwise, you can put it. But if not, there is no need for it. 2122 and the likes, no need for it. Okay, now we have it, BSc Anatomy, Ambrose Ali University. Then the location, let's take this, Ambrose Ali University, comma, the location, Eboma. Then I know it's in Edo State. Now, Nigeria is not necessary unless if you are applying for a country, for a place in outside Nigeria, you can go ahead and put Nigeria, but not, if not, it's not necessary. So I'm going to pause it here. Now, I need to know the year of graduation. You are not going to put the year you started and the year you ended. You are going to use the year of graduation, the year you graduated. And from what I can see is 2024. From what I can see is 2024. So we have this. And then in arrangement of your CV, very important, in formatting. Let me remember I said you are going to use bulletin to list. We are listing our academic qualification bullet. This is the bullet I like to use. I like using this. And remember here, we need to make it bold. And then we can now come here and position our dates at the end. That is structure, in structuring that CV. So here we have our academic qualification. SSCE is not necessary. SSCE is not necessary. First school living certificate is not necessary unless you are applying for a federal government job. If you are applying for a federal government job, you put in your SSCE, you put in your first school living certificate. If you are applying for a federal government job, please be taking note of these things I'm talking about this night. These points I'm putting here. If you are applying for a federal government job, it is very, very needed. It is very, very necessary. Your SSCE, your first school living certificate. Then after that, you can now have what we call other certifications. or professional certification. If you attend workshops, you have what is called other certifications / other certification and training / workshops. If you have attended any workshop, any seminar, stuff you have attended, you have maybe a workshop on so this in your field. Let's say as an anatomy person now, there is a workshop that on so stuff and in anatomy and stuff like that is conducted. You can put it there. So here I'm going to put this other certifications. Other certifications and workshops, if there is any. So once you have that, you put it here. This I'm going to okay. Now we are going to now say certified in human resource management. You need to now put the institute that you got the training from, the institute you got the training from, whether it's an online, physical. You need to also let us know the institute you got the training from, what if it's Udemy, maybe you got certified by Udemy training, you put it there, Udemy. You got maybe Coursera, any institute you got certified, that you need to insert there. And from what I have, also certified in health, safety and environment, comma, the location, the institutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put institute name here so that we understand the institute name, comma, location, if it's a physical institute, if it's in Lagos, Abuja, Osun, Ogun, anywhere the location is, you put the location, and that is for that. Then after you put the year, let it be on the same line. Let it be on the same line. So you put the year. So that's the same way is here, is something is the same that will be here as well. Then if you are certified maybe as a data analyst, you are certified data analyst, you put it here, certified in data analysis. Certified in data analysis. Then in bracket, you can now put, okay, let me assume that is certified, so that we can certified in data analysis. So in bracket, we can now put advanced Excel, comma SQL, comma Power BI, BI tools. I think Python is there. Is there Python, SQL, Power BI? Okay, and Python. Okay, now then, comma, you put the location as well, the institute that certify you, and then the location. All right, someone is making an an a request to share this without the name as sample. Okay, I might not share this one exactly, but remind me in the group. I will share some samples, and those of us on the call, like I said, I will only review CVs of those that are on this platform, on this training this night. I'm going to be revealing only those that are on the training this night. That's why I'm saying your name and where you are joining us from. Very important, so as to know those that joined for the training and those that I'm going to be revealing their CV. So what you are to do is, after this section this night, go ahead, prepare your CV. I will drop some samples in the group that doesn't have the name is a tentative name. I just put any name. It's a tentative name. I put there as samples so that we can also use it as a guide in drafting our own CV. That way, that we take very good care of that. Okay, now let's proceed. Let's proceed quickly. We don't have much time. I don't intend this section to be long. We will still be here tomorrow to learn how to write a cover letter. you are going to be amazed. The cover letter, the things you write, you will be amazed on how the structure of cover letter has changed. You don't have to miss tomorrow's section. I can guarantee you that, honestly. You will be seeing samples. I will be showing certain samples and how to structure a cover letter. It's not going to be a long session, but it's going to be an amazing section as well. Okay, now after other certification and workshops, if you have attended any workshop, seminar and stuff like that, then you now put here skills slash personal attributes. Skills slash personal attribute. So here we are going to add space after paragraph. This is Microsoft Word. So some of these things we need to have known them. So under the skill set, let me check if you see this skill set is as a fresh graduate is expected you are skillful. These skill sets are very empty. This skill set, you see what I'm talking about, all these text box is difficult for ATS to read. So please, let's take note of that. Let's take note of these things. Let's take note of that. Okay, now I'm going to take this. Control S, and I'm going to paste it here, Control V. Let's put them. Okay, now there are 6 skills that I will say there are 6 skills that must be on your CV. Six skills that must be on your CV. If you don't have them, you go and develop them. If you don't have them, kindly go and develop them. And I'm going to be listing them out now. I'm going to be listing them out now, and I'm going to be including them on this particular CV. I'm going to put computer skill. Now, under computer skill, what you need to do is once you have entered this, what you will now need to do is under computer skill, you can now come over here and now use this. Then you say Microsoft Office. You can now say Power BI. You can put SQL. You can put Python. These are how you do it, please. Python and Advanced Excel is a course on its own. Normal Excel, Advanced Excel. So here, what this is showing, these are the skills you have under computer skill. These are the computer skills you have. The Power BI, the SQL, the Python, the Advanced Excel. If you have any other ICT skill, any other computer skill, graphics, AI, cybersecurity, anyone, you list them under that aspect. Please, very important. Tissue processing, embalming and autopsy, attention to detail, time management. After this, you also have to put communication skill. Vital, very important. Now, here there are certain ways that you can put strong or good communication skill. Anyone, strong communication skill or good communication skill. Then you also need to put good leadership skill. These are skills. Please pay attention. Good leadership skill. You can also strong team player. Then you also need to, now in this case, here is where I'm going to do stuff like this to now put one text box, just one text box. I'm going to do that now. So as to take these ones, Ctrl X, and put them inside here, Ctrl V, and still bullet them. Very important. Okay. Now, the next we can do is we can put here good interpersonal skill. These are skills that should be on your CV. Good interpersonal skill. Then we have stuff like results. These are now personal attributes. Result oriented. These are personal attributes. Result oriented. Stuff like hardworking, if you are, and there are other personal attributes you have. If you have strong analytical skill, you can also put it there. I have seen attention to detail. I have seen time management, and there you can say strong analytical skill. Then goal oriented, those stuff if you have them. Now here you select this, you go to shape format. Under this you can click say no fill. Under this you come and say no outline, so it will be like it's not in any stuff, and I have to align it properly. I have to ensure that it is properly aligned. Okay, so I will move this over here. All right, now we have this. Other things can now enter here, other attributes which I will fit in later. So on your own, you will now have to know the things you have. So your skill set as a graduate, a fresh graduate, should be loaded. As an experienced professional, your professional experience, your working experience should be loaded. Together with this place, it's expected you should have some trainings. You have gone for some training and acquired some certifications. These are certain stuff in your career growth you should have. That's why I professional experience, they expect you to, maybe you have a training, you have a certification in so this, in so that, you have been trained, you have been certified, and what have you. So this and your experience is very, very vital. So from professional summary, we have academic qualification, we have other certifications and workshops, then we have personal skills / personal attributes. Then the next is now the work experience. Next we have is work experience. I like using that. Professional experience, it might not be, most organizations use work for ATS. So I will recommend you use the generic term that is used virtually everywhere. So we are going to use work experiences. Now it's on this that I'm going to be using this. Let me bring this. Ctrl C, and let me paste it here. Ctrl V. Okay, laboratory intern. Here I'm going to bold it. Comma. It's pathology lab, University of Benin Teaching Hospital, UBTH. Benin City, Edo State. And I think the year is there. This is the year and the month. So you put the month and the year you start, and then the month and the year you end. That's now for me, I really don't put it like this. This is the way I put it is this 7 is July. So I will put it like this. July 2023 to December 2023 as well. So I will have to bring it back. Let me show it at the end. Anything on date, that is how the formatting, anything about date on the right. So that's on that. Let me push it back because I need to apply my bullet on this. So once I bullet this, I can push it back so that this can come up. Let's move it. Okay, now that we have for work experience on this, let me also remove spacing after paragraph. Okay, Now, after this, the next we are going to do is achievement. We are going to put here key achievements instead of duties and responsibilities. Instead of duties and responsibilities, you are going to be saying key achievements. So under the key achievement, to list your key achievement, you use the same bullet you use to list sub-listing. This bullet is for main listing, this is for sub-listing. Maintain consistency. Maintain consistency. I have been emphasizing on that. Maintain consistency. Okay, now under this, I have, like I said, I have already designed the achievement from what I saw. I have crafted the achievement from what I saw here. From what I saw here, I have modified this and brought more insight from this, from what I saw here as this. Now, the way the person wrote this is not really structured. What is this? Is he this or that? So it has to be okay under this key achievement. You put it there, key achievement. Then here as well, key achievement as well. So I have done some work on this. Let me come here and do. Now let me copy this first. Once I'm done, let me copy this, Ctrl C, and paste it here. So I will explain the things that I did on that CV. I will explain the things I did on the CV. Now, you look at this. There I input number. If you are watching me, you are the owner of the CV. I just said, okay, I just calculated there are different cases on the, as per teaching hospital, they have a lot of cases. So I put this, assisted in processing over, put matrix, like we talked about before we start the practical section. Put matrix. If we look down at this place, assisted in preparing tissue specimen, maintain this and that. But here you put assisted in processing over 200 tissue specimens monthly. So you need to ensure that you put number, ensuring precision, dissection, sectioning, and embedding, contributing to faster diagnosis turnaround times. Those are achievements. Then you look at this, consistently perform routine maintenance on critical laboratory equipment, reducing downtime. The time it takes to do something, you reduce by 15%. And also ensuring compliance with strict quality control standards. You see here, achieving 100% safety compliance record. So you need to input number. If you're a business person, whatever you did, either you increased productivity or you reduce excess loss of time, or you reduce cost of maintenance, or you reduce time, or you reduce the time wasted, and what have you. It's either you increase the positive aspect or you reduce the negative aspect. Very, very important. So this that's for this CV not to be long. That's why I have to do, if I will be on this training life and be writing these things, then it will delay us. So here now you see we have crafted a very compelling work experience. The person, when if it's ATS go through this, you see certain action words: quickly adapted, collaborated, followed rigorous, consistently performed, assisted. These are action words. You can see those action words in action. You can see them in action on this particular work experience. All right. Now, the next also is now to talk about this. This is the next work experience for this particular CV. We are going to say Control C. We are building this from scratch. That's one thing I love about this section. One thing I love about this section is that you see me do it firsthand. You see me work on it firsthand without any much. You see me build the CV from scratch. That is how I do my CV training. You see me build from scratch, not just bringing a CV and then be explaining. No, you see me build it from scratch. Okay, now that laboratory intern, the University of Benin Teaching Hospital, UBTH, comma, also we put here Benin City, comma, Edo State, full stop. Then the year, the month and the year, I think is the same. So what I will do is, let me copy this, Ctrl C, and then paste here, Ctrl V. All right. Anything on date, we ensure that is on the right. So that is the way I'm structuring the CV. So date on the right, whatever stuff on the left. Okay, now the next is the key achievement. Let me copy this and come to this. And paste. That's key achievement is aligned. Then we hit enter. At the same time, we come over here and ensure we use the same. We ensure we use the same. Bullet. And also, I have also prepared that of this. I have also prepared that of this from the information I have below and some research I did. These informations I have below, I use it to revamp this. So when persons come to me and they say, I want you to write CV for me, and I charge them, they might be thinking, is it just CV? It's just this and this. No, I revamp CV from head to toe. I do research and find out the things that are going to make the CV to be compelling. That is why when I charge persons, is it not this? I said no. I put in energy. I put in effort in ensuring that the CV gets well prepared. So the same way you can put energy in your CV, is your CV. It's not another person, it's your CV. So you need to prepare it, put time and craft your CV. Whenever you are sending a CV, also put time to edit it to suit the job you are applying for. So now we have this. I'm going to be fast. It's almost 10. We still have some minutes. We started 8:30. All right. The next thing, now, if you have done any research, now if you are in a leadership position, if after the work experience, after your work experience, skills, other certification, academic qualification, normally this is where resume ends. For resume, Resume is just strictly work. CV is more detailed than resume. Resume ends here. Then you can put a referee available on request. But for CV, if you have been in any leadership position, you go ahead and under the section called leadership, you put it under the section called leadership. If you have been in any leadership position, let's say you are faculty president, you are a leader in your religious organization, religious body, and when you served or in your organization you have occupied any leadership position, a leader of an institute, of a recognized institute and stuff like that, you are a leader. You are, or you have been in a leadership position before. It has to come under the leadership section. However, the person is not. Then, if he's not, then you can look at if you're a member of a recognized body. I need to emphasize that. Member of a recognized body. You put it under membership. Member of a recognized body, ICANN, CIPM, what do we have them? Society of Engineers, Computer Professional of Nigeria, different international body, recognized body. For your course, the recognized body for your course, if you are a member, you put it there. So here, I think this organization, International Society of Science Researcher, is a member, so I will copy this membership and then come under this and still maintain my font, my bullet, and use this professional member. And paste this. Okay. All right. So professional member, or member International Society of Science Researchers, that is on that. Then the next is if you have done any publication, if you have written any article, you have done any publication, you put it under, or you have done any research or publication, not the one you did for your BSc or for your BTech, for your BNG, or for your HND project. No, if you have done any publication, you have written any book, you wrote any article, you wrote any paper, thesis, any academic work, academic paper, any publication, you have written a book, you have done a research outside the one of undergraduate, you can now put it under research/publication. It will come under this heading, research/publication. It comes under this heading, please. Now, if you're a member, more than one, you put it here. If you have research or any publication, it will have to be on this particular section. Then the next, if you can speak more than 2 languages. What I mean by more than 2 languages is that apart from your mother tongue and English, let's say me now, apart from Igbo and English, if I can speak Yoruba, if I can speak French, if I can speak Hausa, if I can speak Spanish, I will have to put it here under language. So here I can now come and say here Igbo, I can now Igbo language, then use tab to space it. Here I can also space this. Then if I can speak Yoruba as well, I put this Yoruba, and then I can speak English. I put English. If I can speak any other language, let's say I can speak Spanish, I can't speak Spanish. I can't, but in paraventure I put it. If I can speak French, German, what have you, it comes under this heading, and ensure you remove the bold format. Now that is how you place it. That's how you place it. If you have been in leadership, if you have been a member, if you're a member of staff, if you have done any publication article, you put it there. If you have received award for those experienced professionals, you have staff of the month, staff of the year award, you have received award, or even if it's not staff of the year, only meritorious award, whether in your professional body, in your academic journey, not those award that we are being given in school then, the best couple, the best dress, those ones you pay money for the award. No. If you have any recognizable award, any award that is recognized, whether from your religious body or from the school or from the institute or from your place of work, you have been given best staff of the month award, best staff of the year award, best staff of the quarter award, you have received any award, you put it under this section called awards. That these are certain things that can come up in your CV. You put them under that. So for this, I'm going to remove this. Then after that, the next you are going to now do is your hobbies. Hobbies/interests. Very important section of CV as well. Here is where most persons take for granted. Hobbies/interests. Please, you need to put a hobby that is related to the job or to the industry or to the company you are applying for. Very important. Don't just go and put anyhow hobby. Select 3 hobbies. You can put here that your hobby is researching. Then, as a lab person, you might be meeting people. It's also related. You will be meeting people coming to the lab for different stuff. So if your hobby is to meet them, you will not be overwhelmed that people are calling your attention everywhere, and that you will be very happy to attend to them. So researching, meeting people, then any other one that can go with what you are applying for. Let's say reading. If you read. If you don't read, don't bother yourself. Please. It's very, very important. So you put 3 hobbies. I'm trying to think of the third one to use. However, use 3 hobbies. 3 hobbies: researching, meeting people. What else? And also you can say helping people as well. Choose hobbies that is related to the job. Choose hobbies that is related to the job. So hence after that, let me delete all this now. I think we are done with what we have here. So this is to CV now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select everything. Let me make it 12. Let me make it 12. And then this one also should be 12. All right, now we are going over to do some basic formatting and basic design to make the CV look attractive. Remember, your CV has to be compelling, attractive, and persuasive. Remember that your CV has to be compelling, attractive, and persuasive. Very, very important. Okay, let's check if there are certain things that are affected by the virtue of increasing the font size. Okay. All right, we are doing some let me say this is cutting 2025 this year, so that it will not be all right. We are ensuring that no stone is left unturned. Everything is in order. Okay. All right, I think we are in order. Then after now we now have referees. Now, for experienced persons, you can put it available on request. But for fresh graduates, if you have someone who is known, you go ahead and put the person's details as your referee. If you have someone who is known maybe in the industry, in the government or what have you, you go ahead and put that person, put the person detail, and inform the person and get the person's approval, get the person's permission to use him or her as your referee. Very important. But if not, if you don't have, you can just you can now just say available on request. You can put it there, available on request. So let me do that for now. Okay, I think we are good. to go. Now, the next we are going to be doing now to wrap up this session and open the floor for questions. Someone said, I'm blogging. What is it? Are you trying to say blogging? Please confirm if it's blogging very well. It can be your hobby as well. If it's something, if you're applying as a writer or as stuff that regards in that direction, or the company is into that lane, is very, very valid. Okay, now the next we are going to do is to now apply basic formatting, basic design to make it attractive. So here I'm going to be, this is what I always use. I always use this. So forgive me. Your choice. But I use blue. Blue is a professional color. So I use blue for the headings. Blue is a professional color. So for the headings, I use blue. So what I will do is for all the headers, I apply them blue. Okay. Now, once I'm done, the next I'm going to do is to go to insert, come to shape, under shape. This is what I always do. I use simple line to demarcate them, hold my shift and then drag. That's what I do. Simple line to separate them. So once I do that, I can now come to this shape, come to weight and say something of this nature, or within this and this rather is what I select, either this or this. So let's say I use this, then come to this and make it red as a contrast, then Ctrl D, I will bring it to this place. I'm just adding now. What I'm adding is simplicity, simple design that makes it also attractive, that caught attention. So the person, if human being, he can now focus his eyes on a particular section. He can be looking at a particular section as regards to what we are doing. So here I'm going to also use the same red color as regards to the line, so that we are doing final formatting, so as to get something attractive that is both human friendly and ATS friendly. So with the line, ATS can easily read this to the line. We didn't put a lot of text box. There is no much text box we added here. Everything you are seeing here is linear. This is what we mean by linear setting. You see this, the heading is by the left, every of this is by the left. If this is here, if everything is here, we have to make the headings as well to be here. So, but on this, I like it on the left alignment. So once everything is linearly, is moving in a linear form from here to here to here, not that there is information here, there is another one on the text box by the side here, there is one here, that no, everything is moving linear as we are moving from section to section, so that is very, very recommended. So we duplicate this one and let's also bring it down here for what we have. Oga, go down, Jare. Okay. So this we are applying final design formatting. Remember, this one is red color. This one is red as well. Remember that. Okay. We are going to apply this one as well. So here we have a very interesting stuff. Let me zoom in a bit. Let's see this in one state. So you can see the dates here are aligned left. If you are looking at this, you see also the same. So you are seeing the title, the professional summary, the academic qualification, certifications. If there are more, you list here. If there are more certificates you know you have, you can defend. We have emphasized on that. You list them here. And then your skill set, personal attributes. I'm going to be sharing sample with us here in the group. Personal attributes, your skills, both hard skill and soft skill is what should be here. Your soft skill is what we talk about, is what is on the aspect of your personal attributes. So here, attention to detail is more like detail-oriented, proactive, analytical organization, communication skills. So you put them here. Then work experience, you see how we structured it. You see how it is. Now this is your CV. This is how you can craft out a professional CV, ATS compliant, human friendly, and that on that note, the floor is open. Yes, blogging is accepted. The floor is open. The floor is open. Thank you, Clifford. The floor is open. Your questions, let's drop our questions. If you have any question, please do well to drop it in the chat box. And also, let me get our feedback. How is the section tonight? How is tonight's section? Let's get our feedback and get ready. For Saturday, we are going to be going very, very into AI-powered content curation. However, tomorrow is another section. Cover letter, professional cover letter masterclass. I'm going to also be teaching it from scratch like I did today in unveiling every aspect of cover letter you need to know. Like someone said, learning, relearning, and unlearning, that's what we are going to be having tomorrow. There will be a lot of unlearning. You are going to unlearn a lot of things and relearn. Very, very, very interesting. I must say. So let's drop our question. If there is any question, let's drop it in the comment. If not, how is this session? Let me get our feedback. Let me get the review from us. How is the session this night? How is the session this night? And if you are part of the Soluma Career Growth community, I will encourage you to bring as many of persons who are willing for growth, those that are willing for growth. If you are ready to grow, we have already decided to help as many that are willing to grow in their career path. You have done a good job. Thank you, Iscom. Good to hear that from you. Very, very good to hear that. These are something that motivates, is the motivations. Let me get our feedback. How is this section this night? How is the tomorrow is another section. And then on Thursday, I'm going to be treating job interview questions. You are free to come with any job interview question. You have been to an interview and they ask you certain interview question and you felt maybe you didn't answer it well, or the question is difficult, or what have you. Come with it on Thursday. We are going to be having a live section where I will be teaching interview question. I will be taking question from the live session as well. I will be taking section from the live questions from live session. So it's something that you need to attend if you are going for an interview. If you're a career person who maybe in the future you will attend the interview, there are certain secrets I'm going to be unveiling in dealing with the job interview. Come on Thursday. So that is what we have this night. Thanks so much. You really made it so simple. Good to hear that. Good to hear that. Good to hear that from us. Good to hear that. All right. That's on that note, we will be coming to the end of tonight's section. I remain your facilitator. I remain your trainer, Mr. Franklin. Coming up on Saturday will be a wonderful trainer, a wonderful person that will be taking us on AI stuff. I told us the other day that me too, I'm coming to learn. Me too, on that AI journey and stuff, I'm also coming to learn. I'm also coming to learn. She will be handling us in a massive way. I know what I'm saying. It's a guarantee. It's a guarantee. Of course, is it internationally standard, highly internet. I write CVs. I have written a lot of CVs for persons even outside these nations. I have written for US, I have written for UK, Canada, I have written for Germany, Russia. This is internationally standard across the globe. The only thing that will be is in the format, in the section. If it's a work-related CV, you can now come with your work experience first before academic qualification. But as like I said, for fresh graduates, your strength is in your academic journey. That's your strength and your skills. So the journey, these and the qualifications, certifications you have and your skills are your major strengths. You have little or no work experience, but for professionals, you can start with your work history, work experience. It is internationally record standard. Anywhere, any day, you can quote me on that. Is guaranteed. That is taken. If there is any other question, I can entertain it now. We still have some few minutes. If not, I will be ending this section this night. It has been a very wonderful section with us. It has been a very wonderful session. If not, I'm going to be ending it this night. If there is any other question, let's bring it on. Let's ask. The more we ask questions, the more I might remember certain things or some things that I did not explain or I might not have explained well. That's why question is important in sessions like this. We ask questions in sessions like this. All right, let me be scrolling down a bit so that we can see this. We can see this. The thank you is come so that we can see this and then look at how structured. There is no ambiguity in CV. All these designs of putting your picture, design of putting color one side, different color on the other side, those are not really needed. Those are not internationally recognized. It's not internationally recognized. It's not an international standard. International standard is in simplicity. The simplicity of your work is what makes it professional. You might have heard it, or if you have not heard it before, hear it from me. Simplicity is professionalism. Simplicity is professionalism. Okay? You mustn't have a laptop to be part of what we are sharing in this on every live section. You mustn't have a laptop on what we are sharing on every live session. You mustn't. Though there are certain things that phone will not be able to do perfectly. So that's why in crafting your CVs, I strongly recommend use a laptop. Use a laptop. Phone can do a lot of things, yes, but there are certain things you need to use your laptop to do. There are certain things you need to use laptop to do. Yes, if you have LinkedIn account, like I said it earlier, if you have LinkedIn account, you put it. If you have a LinkedIn account, you put it here. Very, very, very important. If you have your LinkedIn, I think if you have your LinkedIn account, your LinkedIn profile, you put it here. If you have, but in fact, every job seeker these days, every job seeker should be on LinkedIn. Should be on LinkedIn. I don't know. I said that every now and then. Every job seeker should be on LinkedIn. So if you have your LinkedIn, you put it here. You put it here. Put in your LinkedIn profile. Very, very, very important. Very recommended. So like I was saying, you don't need to have a laptop to learn, but to practice some of these things, there are certain things you will need your laptop. But on the AI course, that is one you can do it 100% with your phone. The AI powered content we are going to be talking about, we are going to be taking us on we are going to be leading us into, introducing us into on Saturday, is something that can be done with phone. Is something that can be done with phone. Very, very easy. Is something you can do with phone 100%. So that is on that. And if you are with me on this call, there is a scholarship program going on. 100% scholarship, some of us already know. But one of the major needs is that you must be willing to practice. You must have access to a laptop. That course is data analysis. A certification training, free of charge, 100% free. It's 100% free. It has been paid for. It has been paid for us to train 500 persons in data analysis using Microsoft Excel. In data analysis using Microsoft Excel. At the end, you become a certified data analyst, a Microsoft Excel certified data analyst at the end. But the stuff there is that you must have access to a laptop and you must do your project. It's project based. Analysis is something you have to present your work. It's not something you just say, I'm an analyst. You need to show us what you have done. So it's project based. It's practically fully 100% practical based. So the person must be able to commit, be ready to commit 6 weeks. If you are ready to commit 6 weeks, twice in a week for 6 weeks, you are going to be learning data analysis using Microsoft Excel. At the end, every participant will be certified. But that's the criteria. You must be willing to be in class and then to practice and do your assignment. That means you must have access to a laptop. So if you are on this call and you want to be part of it, after now, send me a DM or drop in the group that you will love to be part of it. I will send you the link to that training and you join. Thank you. And on that note, we will have to wrap it up this night. Good to have us on this call, and God bless you. Okay, someone has GitHub account. Someone has, no, don't put Facebook address. Don't put Facebook, have LinkedIn. Someone has asked of GitHub. That's beautiful. GitHub is where you upload your projects. Like in the data analysis we're talking about, you do your project, upload it on GitHub. So if you have some project works, you have some work you have done that is on your GitHub. I talked about this in my previous section. You need to go to check this channel, get the previous section. I talked about that extensively in the previous section. You put the GitHub link so that the employer can go to the GitHub, link and see your project and see your work. If you're a graphic designer, the things you have designed, a software developer, the softwares you have done, an analyst, UI UX designer, what you have done, you put it in your GitHub account. It's something that should also be there. But the Facebook address, we don't recommend it. We don't recommend Facebook address. What we recommend is LinkedIn. LinkedIn is highly known for professionals. LinkedIn is known for professionals. So your LinkedIn account is what we recommend, not your Facebook. But sometimes we go and look you up on your Facebook and see certain things you do on Facebook. Don't worry, on Thursday I'm going to be unveiling certain things. I pray we are ready to learn and ask questions so that I will be remembering some of the things of this nature. All right. Thank you, everyone. I think as it stands now, these are the questions I have on this call. And I must say a very big thank you for us for your questions. It has brought my attention to certain things that I failed to mention while on this training, while on this session. It's on this note I'm going to be signing up and say a very good night to us. See you all tomorrow. You will not have to miss tomorrow. I guarantee you. I guarantee you tomorrow is not something you will have to miss. Come prepared, come ready to relearn and to unlearn and relearn. Thank you, everyone, and do have a lovely night rest.